Hello, and welcome to the Fallen Tree 124. Today, we're going to be turning some wooden spoons. Not only will your mother, your wife, love you for making them, but they also make great gifts, and they sell great at craft shows. I'm going to take you through, show you tips, tricks, things that I've learned to speed up the process, what helps them sell, and all you need is some scrap wood. Today, we're going to be using this piece of maple. Rough sawn, it's an inch thick, and about 19 inches long. We're going to be making a long-handled wooden spoon. This one here is about 18 inches for those deep pots and pans. So let me take you through the steps I use to make these. So the first thing I do is I make templates. Make templates for everything. That way I can recreate what I'm doing. My wooden spoons, I like to make a template with a long handle, about 3/4 of an inch thick on the handle that I'm going to be turning. Usually somewhere around 2.5 to 3 inches in diameter. In different shapes, maybe an oblong, maybe round. So the first thing I'll do, this one, I didn't put a nub at the top, so I hold it down about 1/2 inch. 3/8, 1/2 inch. Center it up on my board. I'm just gonna trace it. And since I didn't put that nub on the top, I'm just going to flip my handle over and give myself a little nub for turning here. Something to put on the lathe. And then we're going to cut it out on the bandsaw. You'll notice when you do go to cut it, you're going to have some hard times with these long handles. Once you get your cuts that are easy, when you get to this side, it's going to be hard to make that cut. So once you get a shape on here, just remark it on the back side, and you can do everything from this angle. This is where I flip it over, mark the other side for easy cutting. So next, we're just going to find our centers and put it on the lathe. I like to use a center punch, give myself a nice hole to get it started. And we're just going to put it between centers here. So before we get started turning these, you'll see I didn't take a lot of time shaping these because the lathe is going to do most of it. We got it between centers. It's going to find the center as we turn it and make it more uniform. If you don't have a lathe, you can get creative, do a little bit of carving, use a saw, chisels. In fact, the more rustic they look, the better people seem to like them. So when I'm finishing these, I try not to make them perfect. I try to leave a few tool marks because that's what people want to see. Well, let's get busy turning. Now that I get the handle taken care of, I'm going to go to the spoon part. As you can see, I left the top of the neck of the handle thicker. That way I taper down the spoon to it. So from this point, I've got this piece of wood. It's got a small groove in it here. That's what I use to clamp this down with. When I first started doing this, I would take it over to the bandsaw and I kind of cut a little bit of angle here and a little bit of angle here because I used to carve them all by hand. Since then, I've kind of changed the way I do things, sped up the process a little bit. So that's the way I clamp it. I use this vise clamp with this piece of wood that's slightly concaved here. So originally when I first started doing them, to get the dish in this, I would take a Forstner bit and I would drill that down as far as I wanted. And then I take a nice sharp chisel and I would chisel away at it. Since then, I've kind of changed the way I do things. I found some carving discs that work on some grinders. If you use a lot of them, they're relatively cheap. I think this one here was about $15. I think that one was about $15. Both these will make a concave, these 4-inch. They fit a standard 4.5-inch drill. And then to get a little bit more refined, there's this carving disc to kind of smooth things out a little bit. And then I'll take a electric palm sander or orbital sander. So let me show you my technique here. Now this one's really aggressive. I should have the guard on it. I don't know where it is right now or what happened to it. But this one's a really aggressive one. This one's a little bit less aggressive, easier to work with. So we're going to go ahead and use this one. Then I take out a few of the tool marks with my chisel, with a nice sharp chisel. You don't need to beat on it with this. Just kind of, if I got a few grooves, I just kind of take them out. Nice and easy. Then I'll take my orbital sander here. We got it fairly smooth in here. So we're going to flip it over here. There you go. We kind of got the shape we want it. Left a few small tool marks. People like to see that it's homemade. And they like a nice chunky wooden spoon. Long handles sell really well. People got those deep pots. And then I'll take some oil. In this case, I'm using cutting board oil, mineral oil. And I'm going to put a couple coats on it and let it soak in. Do one coat now, do another coat. We'll let it soak in for a couple hours. And we'll come back. We'll hit it one more time. So, if you thought this video was useful, click the subscribe button if you haven't. Hit the like button. Comment, share. It all helps the algorithm to send people to the channel. And pass on knowledge that I've got. Help other people. This isn't one of those things that I see a lot on YouTube. I kind of figured most of this out myself. All right, thanks. I'll see you next time, my friends.